Drive down that old dirt road where my memories stayed when I moved on. As I came around that curve, time stood still like it never turned. What I was thinking when I saw the past, I was thinking of biscuits straight out of the oven and chicken fried with homegrown love and grass stains all over my knees and a cold glass of ice sweet tea. When I think of home and how much I miss it, well, I think of biscuits. I know it sounds like the strangest thing that love was served when the oven went ding. More than food that grandma made, it was the memories we made along the way. Kinda like them biscuits straight out of the oven and chicken fried with homegrown loving and grass stains all over my knees and a cold glass of ice sweet tea. When I think of home and how much I miss it, I think of biscuits. I kinda like them biscuits straight out of the oven and chicken fried with homegrown loving and grass stains all over my knees and a cold glass of ice sweet tea. When I think of home and how much I miss it, well, I was thinking of biscuits straight out of the oven and chicken fried with homegrown loving and grass stains all over my knees and a cold glass of ice sweet tea. When I think of home and how much I miss it, oh, when I think of home and how much I miss it, I think of biscuits. Yes, I do.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Are you ready? It's showtime. Please welcome Tim Kelly from Branson, Missouri, the live show capital of the world.
The weeks work me way too hard. I'm gonna toast you with a past blue and thank the good Lord for this part. Maybe I'll ask a cowboy to dance. Yeah, I think I see my chance staring from across the room, looking like he's in a dancing mood. Hello, Friday, I could kiss you. Put my lips on a long neck, drink a little of my paycheck. Jackpot jukebox when I hear that throwback. George Jones takes me way back like a Kodak, and I'm smiling 'cause you're right on long time and finally, hello Friday, I could kiss you. The weeks work me way too hard. I'm gonna toast you with a past blue and thank the good Lord for this bar. Maybe I'll ask a cowboy to dance. Yeah, I think I see my chance staring from across the room, looking like he's in a dancing mood. Hello, Friday, I could kiss you. Hello, Friday, I could kiss you. The work weeks work me way too hard. I'm gonna toast you with a Pabst or two and thank the good Lord for this bar. Maybe I'll ask a cowboy to dance. Yeah, I think I see my chance staring from across the room, looking like he's in a dancing mood. Hello, Friday, I could kiss you. The weekend really gets me in the mood. Hello, Friday, I could kiss you.
Her name is Shayna G with the Friday Anthem song for the New Music Friday edition of the Tim Kelly Show. Welcome to it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm broadcasting from Branson, Missouri, the live show capital of the world. I've got a great live show for you tonight. Michael Schott kicking it off from North Carolina with his single out to radio called Biscuits. We had to start with something to munch on. We got a 3-hour show ahead of us, ladies and gentlemen, and we've got a great one tonight. I've got a couple of great radio interviews. Leon Long in hour number 1, and my good friend Beverly Brown Sims for our second radio interview. She'll join us in hour number 2. She's a great gospel singer, and you'll get to hear the stories behind their songs in the interviews as well. And I've got some great country radio stations that replay this program to thank, and I want to do that right now from KUHS Denver at KUHSdenver.com, Country Road 58 from Germany, countryradio.musicbox4friends.com from Belgium. We've got downtheroadradio.com from Ireland, Bourbon Trail Radio, Top Shelf Radio, Texas, Radio 94.3 in Sweden. We've got 957 hotandfunkyradio.com, KWradio.com, Boone Country up in Canada, The Music Room in the UK, and you can catch the Tim Kelly Show on all the major streaming outlets like Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, wherever you search your music or get your music from on those streaming platforms. Just Google search the Tim Kelly Show. Also Google what is the number 1 indie country radio station in the world and see what you get. That is this station, KICR Indie Country Radio, according to Google. And there's a QR code now on the homepage of my website. Scan that and give me a good review on Google if you would. I sure would appreciate that as well. And I'll reply back to all of those positive comments. Making his radio debut tonight on the Tim Kelly Show, New Music Friday. His name is Russ Lasson. It is Lasson. This is called Local Lake on KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
Sun's burning down through a clear blue sky. Cold bush lights are sitting on ice. Dogs waiting for me on the pontoon. Old two-cycle smoking like it should. Ain't no schedule, ain't no plan. Just flip-flops, friends, and a little suntan. Waves roll slow and the world just fades. Yeah, we're trolling on my local lake. I've been to Key West, the Outer Banks, Honolulu too. Spent some time in the Bahamas, didn't cure my blues. I just like to put the throttle down and watch the wake heading down to Boulder's Beach, where the guitar's playing. It's always lit up like the 4th every day. Oh, there ain't no place like my local lake. Boats gassed up and the day's still young. Sunset cruising when the working's done. Pull up to the dockside restaurant, a burger and who's your daddy is what we want. Bartender knows my name and drink. Second round's coming before I can blink. Ain't no ocean breeze could take its place. There's nothing like my local lake. I've been to Key West, the Outer Banks, Honolulu too. Spent some time in the Bahamas, didn't cure my blues. I just like to put the throttle down and watch the wake heading down to Boulders Beach, where the guitar's playing. It's always lit up like the 4th every day. Oh, there ain't no place like my local lake. Maybe it's the moonlight on the waves, or the way that girls smile when Zac Brown plays. Hanging at Tony and Pam's place, right here where the good times never fade. I've been to Key West, the Outer Banks, Honolulu too. Spent some time in the Bahamas, didn't cure my blues. I just like to put the throttle down and watch the wake heading down to Boulders Beach, where the guitar's playing. It's always lit up like the 4th every day. Oh, there ain't no place like my local lake. End of the week, turn it up, let it play. Tim Kelly's on, it's your favorite day. Fresh tracks rolling down your way. New voices singing, gonna make you stay. It's the Tim Kelly Show, New Music Friday. Best new indie country all day. Turn that dial, don't you go away. The Tim Kelly Show, New Music Friday. For today's newest indie country music with Tim Kelly on KICR Indie Country Radio, playing new country's best.
He said, hurry, get ready, we're running late. Got reservations for a dinner date. Rollers in my hair and glitter all over the place. Can't help it, I'm always a little bit tardy. That's what you get with a brunette Barbie. Gotta brush out my curls and I'll be on my way. And put on my rhinestone boots, sparkly guitar, my favorite hot pink dress. I bet you never thought this Barbie would turn out to be a brunette. Well, everything I wear is pink and diamonds are a girl's best friend. But the only thing a brunette Barbie needs is a cowboy can. Ken treated me to some shopping today. There goes his paycheck down the drain. Then how could he say no to this face? You're such a diva, some might say. But if Barbie and Dolly taught me anything, keep my head held high and a smile on my face. And put on my rhinestone boots, sparkly guitar, my favorite hot pink dress. I bet you never thought this Barbie would turn out to be a brunette. Well, everything I wear is pink and diamonds are a girl's best friend. But the only thing a brunette Barbie needs is a cowboy can. Give me a disco ball, a pink Corvette, a cowgirl hat, and a cowboy can. I'm a brunette Barbie, just the way I am. I got my rhinestone boots and a hot pink this Barbie would turn out to be brunette. Well, everything I wear is pink and diamonds are a girl's best friend. But the only thing a brunette Barbie needs is a cowboy kid. Put on my rhinestone boots, sparkly guitar, and my favorite hot pink dress. I bet you never thought this Barbie would turn out to be a brunette. Well, everything I wear is pink and diamonds are a girl's best friend. But the only thing a brunette Barbie needs is a cowboy kid. Well, the only thing a brunette Barbie needs is a cowboy kid. Well, the only thing a brunette Barbie needs is a cowboy kid.
That great song just got released last Friday. I'm playing it tonight on the Tim Kelly Show's New Music Friday. Her name is Emily Mikus. It is Mikus. And that is a hit song called Brunette Barbie. Go get that one. It is fantastic. Well, this next artist from Lufkin, Texas, and I had a great radio interview a couple of weeks ago on a New Music Friday edition of the Tim Kelly Show. He's got a brand new song that's been blowing up the radio airwaves, and I want to debut it tonight on this program. He's my good friend Randy C. Moore. This is called High Cost of Low Living on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR. Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this New Music Friday.
I spent Saturday night just raising all kind of hell. What to say that I did, I can't remember too well. But I must have had a ball, cause I spent my whole week's pay. Lord, I can't save a dime for working overtime, living my life away. The high cost of a low living ain't never gonna slow me down. The high cost of a low living keeps me wondering, am I lost or found? The high cost of a low living is getting higher every day. The high cost of a low living, I'm gonna pay it on the judgment day. Well, I woke this morning feeling strange in a stranger's bed, with a sound like a 9-pound hammer swinging in my head. When I made it to work, I heard the boss man say, son, you're 2 hours late. You better get straighter. I'll be sending you on your way. The high cost of a low living ain't never gonna slow me down. The high cost of a low living keeps me wondering, am I lost or found? The high cost of a low living, it's getting higher every day. The high cost of a low living, I'm gonna pay it on the judgment day. With time on my side and my pockets all full of cash, I'm taking life for a ride, but somehow it don't ever last. The high cost of a low living ain't never gonna slow me down. The high cost of a low living keeps me wondering, am I lost or found? The high cost of a low living is getting higher every day. The high cost of a low living, I'm gonna pay it on a judgment day.
This hour of The Tim Kelly Show is sponsored by Sharp Banks Music Productions. Find Sharp Banks Music on the Sponsors tab at KICRIndieCountryRadio.com and at SharpBanksMusic.com.
scraping by on a beat-up guitar. Neon buzz from the corner bar. She's pouring coffee with a practiced grin, counting quarters in a chipped-up tin. Earning change every time he sings. Strings all warm, but his heart he brings. Late night shifts and a tired smile. Dreams on hold for a little while. Singing those songs everybody knows. A six-string heart is made of gold. She's waiting tables cause things are lean. They're short on cash, living their dream. Short on cash, living their dream. Weathered Ford, dashboard prayer, a mile-wide cord, town scribbled on an old napkin, two hearts stitched by the shape they're in. You're singing those songs everybody knows. A six-string heart is made of gold. She's waiting tables cause things are lean. They're short on cash, living their dream. Short on cash, living their dream. Tips and strings got him here tonight. Worn out dreams were worth the fight. The crowd sings back every word he wrote. Tips and strings got him here tonight. Tips and strings got him here tonight. He's playing those songs everybody knows. Pockets full of change, the spotlight shows. They're holding hands underneath the lights. Tips and strings got him here tonight. Tips and strings got him here tonight.
That is Andrea Sharp on vocals. His name is Larry Banks, backing her up with some great play in there. That is called Tips and Strings, and Andrea and Larry are Sharp Banks, and Sharp Banks Music Productions are sponsors of the Tim Kelly Show. You can check out the sponsors tab on my website at KICRIndieCountryRadio.com, and you can also see them scrolling across the homepage and almost every tab on the website. So every one of our sponsors scroll by there every about 2.5 seconds. If you like one that interests you, click on their logo and it'll take you right to their website, YouTube channel, Facebook page, whatever they got going on. And they do have it going on. And what a great song, Tips and Strings from Andrea Sharp and Larry Banks. I've got a couple of more songs to play, and my first radio interview of the evening with Leon Long was coming up real soon. We've got Tori and the Southside Troubadours coming up right now, and this is called That One Thing on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this New Music Friday.
Got a lot of time in my pocket, got a lot of change in my hand, got a lot of songs that I've written that'll make you wanna get up and dance. Got a lot of dreams on my dashboard, got a lot of fire in my heart, got a lot of love in my rearview mirror. Now it's right back to the start. But I don't have one thing that can take away my blues. No, I don't have that one thing I need. Yeah, that one thing is you. You see my life full of riches, but those riches won't do. 'Cause I don't have that one thing. It's all because I don't have you. I got a lot of boats hopping, floating. I got a lot of honey making me. I got a lot of friends just shooting the breeze, right where we wanna be. I got a lot of trunk to put my junk in. I got more books than I could read. I got all the vacation time a man could want. I ain't about to leave. 'Cause I don't have one thing
It's all because I don't have you. Don't have you.
You know what that means? Fresh tracks rolling in, chasing big small town dreams. The Tim Kelly Show, new music Friday. Turn it up loud, let the new stars play. Indie country gold coming your way. The Tim Kelly Show, new music Friday.
I don't need no whiskey, and I ain't one for blowing smoke. Those things can try to tempt me, but I got no problem saying no. There ain't too much I can't turn down, except you walking in here right now. So don't you put your eyes on me. If you ain't gonna do nothing about it, it ain't all that hard to see. Just one look will get my heart pounding. They drive me crazy. So be careful with them baby blues. Don't you put your eyes on me if you don't want my hands on you. If you don't want your dinner laying on my bedroom floor, if you don't want a couple kisses to turn into a couple more, like we've done before, don't you put your eyes on me. If you ain't gonna do nothing about it, it ain't all that hard to see. Just one look will get my heart pounding.
KICR Indie Country Radio, the #1 indie country radio station in the world, according to Google.
Kelly Show on KICR Indie Country Radio. It is New Music Friday. I'm playing the best in new country music, and I've got some great radio interviews on the program tonight. Leon Long is joining us. How are you, my friend?
I'm great. How are you, man?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for doing the show tonight. I sure appreciate the time, and I sure appreciate your music. You got some great music we're going to play for you tonight.
Oh, thanks so much, man. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I've been playing your music before we even did this interview a little bit, but I can't really remember how we connected. I connect with so many artists, and the internet's a wonderful thing. That's probably how, but I'm not sure, but I'm sure glad we did.
Yeah, for sure. I believe it was a Facebook page somewhere, I believe.
Okay, awesome.
We're here, though, either way.
Absolutely. And speaking of Facebook, that's a wonderful thing. And we'll talk about yours and where we can reach all your social media here in just a little while in the interview. But you were telling me you were born and raised just outside of Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah, about 2.5 hours in a town called Cleveland, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
It's about 20 minutes south of Chattanooga.
Okay. Chattanooga. I've interviewed a few artists from there. I don't know if you know of a Brandon Davis or not from Chattanooga, but I had him on, about 3 years ago when he was getting ready to open for Tim McGraw that summer of 23.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So, he's awesome, and you got some talent in that area for sure.
Yeah, there's some good guys down here for sure.
Absolutely.
Very talented people.
Tell us how you kind of got started in music and your story.
I've probably been playing for, seriously, I've been trying to do it, seriously, for about 5 years now. But I've been playing music for probably 30 years at this point. And just always loved music. As a kid, 4 years old, dancing and acting like Elvis Presley. And, on through, I got my first guitar when I was 17. And, my mom, side of the family, they were all very musically talented, and my granddad could play anything that had strings on it.
Yeah.
And I've inherited a little bit of that from him, I guess. So,
boy, I hear those guitars get people into country music all day long. They tell me that story. I love that.
Yeah, for sure.
They call country music 3 chords and the truth. So you've probably well past those 3 chords when you play. You've been playing for a while now. Now, was that guitar given to you, or did you buy it yourself, or did somebody buy it and give it to you, or what?
Well, my first little acoustic guitar my mom had bought from a friend for me. My first really cool guitar my granddad gave me, and it's a 66 Gibson TV model.
Mm-hmm.
That thing's really cool. It's an electric guitar.
Yeah.
And it's very cool. It's very old. It's worth a couple of dollars too.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
but yeah, he gave me his. That was his guitar for a long time. He gave me that, and then I've got another one of his old acoustics that he'd given my mom. My mom passed on to me, and then I've got another electric of his that he gave me, an Epiphone that he gave me. That's really cool, kind of Chet Atkins looking guitar.
Yep, that is very cool. Now, if you're not full-time music and you have another job, that is a cool deal to relieve a lot of stress. Is just sit and pick and play, isn't it?
Absolutely.
If
What I had done for a while, but like I said, especially the last 3 years, I've really kind of broken away from doing any work except for music related stuff.
Yeah.
So that's been nice.
I was going to say, if you are full-time music, that's even a bonus, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, doing what you love. There's nothing better than that.
Absolutely, man. I love playing. I love writing. I love playing with other people and hanging out. And I love performing. There was a day that I hated being in front of people, and I had to get over that. So.
Yeah, definitely. And, I talk about that sometimes, because that stage fright is a thing that a lot of people have, and especially young artists, when they get up there and we see them on these talent competitions, America's Got Talent and The Voice and all that, 10, 12, 15, 16 years old, they have to go through that phase and get over that. Not necessarily a hate for people, but, maybe hating performing in front of people at first, huh?
Yeah, it's definitely, it can definitely be intimidating for sure.
Yeah.
And, small small. Yeah, it always seemed to me like the smaller the room, the more intimidating it was.
Yeah.
You know, like if there was like 5 people there, it was a lot more intimidating than like if there was a few thousand. You
Right.
know, like I don't know, that's kind of weird. But,
You know,
yeah.
I've heard that a lot, and also this that since they're sitting right there in front of you, though, when a song does hit and it resonates, you can see it right on their faces. They're right there, huh?
You can, yeah. You can also tell if they didn't care for it as well. So
Right,
I think that's
absolutely.
probably what most people dread. You know, it's like, oh, you know, like what's the reaction? Like, you know, so
We picked 3 tonight. They're going to care for. How about that?
all right, cool.
See, that's going to be awesome. Now you mix Americana with classic country, Southern rock, that early '90s rock, and you blend that all together in a fresh, gritty take on some of America's best music. I love that. Tell us how you do that, because I know in country music there's several genres even within country. There's outlaw country, there's pop country, there's that red dirt country in Texas. There's a bunch of it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely not pop country. I feel like I've probably got some of the red dirt Texas outlaw country, and then you know, Americana. You know, Americana now I think is pretty. It's hard to define, but I think like if you think of bands like Sierra Farrell or Sturgill Simpson, some of those guys, Tyler Childers, some of those guys that are more like, I guess you would call them edge of country, maybe is where they would be classified. I don't know. It's hard to classify music nowadays, I think.
It kind of is,
But you know, I think that's kind of where I fit in. But I pull a lot of, you know, like you said, I pull a lot of influences from the earlier 50s, 60s, 70s country, and 50s, 60s rock, and then, like you said, you know, the early 90s grunge stuff, you know, the Pearl Jam and Live, Screaming Trees, Alice in Chains, bands like that. And that's just all my favorite music, you know. So when I sit down and start playing, it just kind of starts coming out in different ways, kind of inadvertently sometimes, you know. I don't necessarily sit down and be like, I'm going to write a song that sounds like more like Alice in Chains than it does country today, you know.
You know, I've asked that too a lot of times. You know, the song will tell you. They tell me, the artist, you know, what genre it's going to fall into. You know, sometimes the song kind of writes itself. It's out there in the air, and God kind of uses you to put it together and finish it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. You know, I've got a Johnny Cash influence, and we can talk about that when we get to Orange Creek. There's a cool story with that as well. And but yeah, I would think on the what people would think more older country. You know, I'm looking at people like Mel McDaniels and Willie and George Jones and Johnny and Merle Haggard and that kind of stuff, really.
Yeah,
so, and then even farther back, and I feel like the older 50s country kind of blends a lot of times with rock music that time too, in a lot of ways. I mean, Cash and Elvis did that a lot, you know, and then you know, but I've got like Del Reeves and people like that as well, you know, that I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and you sound like you're kind of like me. You're probably multi-genre influenced by what you listen to on the radio. I listen to a wide variety of everything. I ended up in country radio as a DJ because of that 90s country. That kind of pushed me over the edge. I was DJing 80s music before I started in country. So,
Gotcha.
but yeah, I love that genre of music, and you know, the REO Speedwagon, Chicago, and Journey, and all of that good stuff. Michael Jackson, Madonna, all of those that were coming up in the 80s. But yeah, that 90s country pretty much got me. So I love some of the rock stuff too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boston. I've got a Boston album vinyl record just right to the right of me here on my trophy case.
Very cool. Yeah, Michael Jackson's Thriller was the first album I ever bought with my own money.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to buy Twisted Sisters, We're Not Gonna Take It, whatever album that's on.
Love that song. Yep.
And my aunt was like, why don't you get this one instead? Because she didn't like the cover of it.
Yep.
So
I go a little further back than you. Steve Miller Band, Book of Dreams, and Fleetwood Mac Rumors were my first two. 8 tracks.
Oh man, nice.
Yep.
Very nice.
Good stuff. And still to this day, it's amazing how iconic a lot of these folks are. Now, we've lost some of the members of some of these bands, but, they may get another member that joins them a little bit later on. It even happened to the Oak Ridge Boys when they lost Joe Bonzel, and we got to see him before he passed away here in Branson, Missouri. And they brought this young guy, Ben, in now to take his place, and they're still going. And they've been doing it for over 50 years now. And Fleetwood Mac and all of those folks are, still performing in front of folks.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. There's there are a lot of bands that have been around for for some of them from the 50s. I'm trying to think of the lady's name. Maybe I'll think of it in a little bit. But she's like in her 80s now, and she's still touring. So,
right. Well, not only when you find something that you love to do and get paid for, you do it, but it's hard to walk away from it too. You love it that much, don't you?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Tell us about this first song we're going to play. The title of it's called Any Longer. I was listening to these before I got on here with you tonight. They're fantastic, but I want to hear the story behind them. That's why I love doing these interviews.
Okay. So with Any Longer, so I got in. I was doing rock and roll stuff, right? And so Any Longer was a song that we were doing with my rock band, and I put that on hold, and I come into more of the Americana field, and that's really, like I said, where I've been focusing for like the last 3 years. And so I'd gotten together with the producer I was working with, and he said, "Hey, do you have a couple of more songs? We're trying to put together a 5-song EP." And I said, "Well, I've got this song that from my rock band that we haven't really been playing that much," and that's where Any Longer came from. As far as where the song came from and why it even got recorded was because we were needing another song to fill out that first EP. And it was a song I had written at this point. It's probably 15 years old, I guess. So at that time it was probably about 12 years old, 11 years old. And anyway, I don't really like to talk about, like what songs mean to me unless they're just kind of blatant, about, it's obvious what they're about. But the gist of it, I think that most people take away and where I wrote it from was just pushing through the hard times, getting back up when you get knocked down, not giving up hope, even though you feel like you don't have any other option. For me personally, I find that strength through God, and so that's the perspective I wrote it from. But it's the song that I've had the most people respond to and tell me it really hits them, in a personal way. So that's always really awesome to have somebody tell. It's very humbling to me. It's very awesome. Anytime somebody tells me that my music invoked any kind of emotion from for them or helped them in any way, So
I was listening to it thinking about all of the other artists that I play on this program that are probably listening tonight too. A lot of them, and the music business will knock you down, and you have to get back up a time or two too, won't it?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It can be vicious out there for sure.
So they'll be able to relate to that as well. We're going to play that one Any Longer, and then we're going to come back and talk about that Johnny Cash story that goes with Orange Creek next, and then we're going to play There's a Place too. Leon Long with us tonight on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this New Music Friday.
Sometimes I feel like I can't go on any longer. Sometimes I feel like I won't ever get any stronger. But I know if I hold on just a little bit longer, yeah, I'll grow just a little bit stronger. just a little bit longer. Sometimes I feel like I can't go on any farther. Sometimes I feel like life just keeps getting harder. But I know if I hold on just a little bit longer, if I push just a little bit harder, even though my heart it breaks and my soul trembles and shakes, my love will always remain. Years go by and I won't wait any longer. But I know if I hold on just a little bit longer, yeah, I'll grow just a little bit stronger. Just a little bit longer.
His name is Leon Long. That is called Any Longer. Great story behind that song. And yeah, definitely a lot of people can relate to that. And so great job. 3 minutes and 31 seconds, and you nailed it, man. Good job.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Isn't that a neat process in putting music together, too, and making it radio friendly, as they call it?
For sure, yeah. When you start writing, you've got to you've got to keep those things in mind. Like, if you're wanting to get to radio, for sure, there's definitely formulas. But then you hear people, but then you listen to some songs, it's like that doesn't even meet the formula at all, but it's like a hit song. So who knows? They say there's formulas, but there definitely are ways that you want to write for that. And that 3 minute and 30 second mark is kind of where you want to be, I guess, still even today for radio. So.
And you write a lot of different stuff. You talked about that a little bit earlier. The song kind of tells you where it's going to go. Not necessarily you don't write all country music too. So you give a wide variety of music, something for everyone to enjoy.
Yeah, I try to, man.
Man, I love that. Let's hear that Johnny Cash related story about Orange Creek, and we'll play it here in a little bit.
Sure. So that was the first song that I had wrote as Leon Long for what we're currently doing in Nashville. So I had a dream one night. Johnny Cash was hanging out with me in my living room, and he was playing the guitar and he was singing. This is a true story. People still don't believe me. This is a true story.
Yeah.
And he sang the first line of the song, which is Orange Creek ran dry walking down the railroad ties. And he was just playing those two notes. When you hear the song, you hear it's just the guitar, finger picking a couple of different, just two notes basically. And I woke up. It was like a songwriter knows, if you wake up at 4 a.m. and you've had a song come to you in a dream, if you lay there, you're never going to hear it again. So I was like, I got to get up.
Right.
Johnny Cash took time out of his day to come share this with me.
Wow.
So I got up. I came down to my little studio I have at my house here, and just put that down, put the melody down, and sit here for a little while and kind of messed around, finished out with some stuff, and I was so tired. And I went back to bed and I laid down, and within like 30 seconds of being there, like the chorus and some more lines came to my mind, and I thought, I got to get back up. So over the course of the night, I wrote most of the song. The next morning when I got up, I finished out the words, and my wife came home the next day and from work, and I told her, so I've got this song, and I kind of told her the story, and I played her the song, and she starts Googling on her phone, and she's like, well, there was an Orange Creek in Florida, and I said, well, that tracks, right? Florida and oranges and whatnot. And she said, well, it runs parallel with some railroad tracks.
Uh-huh.
And I said, really? She said, yeah. And we actually went and visited it, which is cool. It's a different story. But
yeah.
And then she kept Googling, and she said, it also used to run through some of Johnny Cash's property that he owned in Florida. And I said, really? And she said, yeah. And I said, well, all right then, that's pretty great. So
yeah.
I had taken that walking down the railroad ties line out. I had taken it out of the song that morning because I was like, I don't know, man. Like I can't. It's not really making sense to me. And when she told me that, I just looked there and I said, well, that line's going back in. I guess Johnny Cash knew what he was talking about. So
I love it. You were making me think of, while you were telling that too, about a young lady that made a hit song out of Tennessee Orange, that Megan Maroney. She's done quite well with that one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Big Orange here in Tennessee, that's for sure, man.
Yep.
Balls fans.
Yeah, absolutely. I was thinking maybe since you're from there, maybe that's your favorite team too, huh?
Yeah, that'd be my college team for sure.
Awesome. I'm a big sports fan, so I love to talk sports and I love to talk country music too. So it's a winning combination, hopefully.
Yeah, we go for those guys in the Atlanta Falcons when it comes to pros.
There you go. Awesome. There's a place. That's the third one we're going to play. Tell us about it.
There's a place. That's one of those songs. So talking about songwriting, that's one of those songs that just happened. It probably took me 15 minutes to write that entire song.
Wow.
And sometimes those come along, and sometimes I've got a song that I think I have done now. I've been working on for 6 weeks, so it's, but there's a place is one of those songs that just kind of happened. I hit the first chord of the song and said, I think I started the chorus or whatever. And I had this idea that was just kind of came to me about, I had taken my wedding ring off because it was bothering my finger. It was breaking me out, and I had taken it off, and I had the skin, wasn't tan there, and I looked down at it, and I thought, no, there's a place that's like brighter than the rest of my hand, and then I thought, well, that'd be a cool song. Then I just hit that chord and kind of went with it, man. And
there
so, for me, the song, there's a lot of Sturgill Simpson probably influence music-wise and energy-wise in it, but there's kind of that George Jones reveal to some of his songs that he had, because you get to the end of the song and you find out that the place that's a little bit brighter is where somebody's ring used to be, and so it's a happy sounding sad song is what I like to tell people.
Love it. My first wedding ring bothered me for 20 years, and then we got divorced.
Oh no!
I had to, man. You opened the door. But man, what a cool story. And I tell you have answered the questions that I normally ask too about your writing style. Do you wake up at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning with an idea, have to write that down, or you lose it, or, you got to finish it later, or maybe finish it now? All of that stuff happens. And isn't that cool about songwriting, man?
It is. There really is something about that 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. Like there's a lot of stuff that happens creative wise in that time period.
I've said that too. Creative minds don't get a lot of sleep, do they?
No.
Definitely not. Well, man, thanks for creating these. And you said you had to, put out more music to finish your EPK. And I'm glad you did, because that got you on Triple Play Thursday. It's a show that I do where I play 3 songs in a row from everybody, the whole show. And we're going to do that for you again tonight on this New Music Friday edition of the show. But, man, keep making the music and I'll keep playing it. And you got my email address and everything. So it's been great to connect with you. Now, where can folks connect with you? I've been looking at your website and all, but I'll let you tell it.
Yeah, it's LeonLongMusic.com, or if you're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, it's Leon Long Music, and I do have TikTok, and some on there, some as well.
Okay.
But basically, just look up Leon Long Music, and or if you want to go to my website, there's links there that takes you everywhere.
Awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, have a great summer. It's not officially summer yet. We're still a few weeks out, but have a great summer. And if you want to come back in the fall, I'm already booking radio interviews for September, so let me know, and would love to have you back on, man.
Yeah, man, we just recorded it with BMG in Nashville, so we'll have some more songs to look at then.
That sounds fantastic. Well, thanks for doing the interview tonight. It's been a pleasure, and I'll keep playing your stuff.
Oh, thank you, man, so much.
You're welcome. This is Orange Creek by Leon Long, and there's some places coming up on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this New Music Friday.
Walking down the railroad ties, Orange Creek ran deep, but that's a song for yesterday. Orange Creek ran dry, walking through its afterlife. Orange Creek can't speak, ran dry. Then I hear the thunder, clouds are growing darker, the wind blows high, and the air grows colder. Then the smell of rain comes like a tide to a soul that is dry. Then like tears from my eyes, the rain begins to fall. Orange Creek runs high, singing in the warm sunshine. Orange Creek, it speaks, come and wash yourself away. Orange Creek, baptize, strip away my pain and lies. Orange Creek, now deep, runs high. Water rushing over, weight rolls from my shoulders. I close my eyes. Darkness takes me under, wanted to stay longer, but when I rise, it has brought new life to a soul that was dry, and now the old is washed away. Orange Creek at night, calling from the afterlife. Orange Creek, it's time, goodbye.
Another hour of the best in new country starts now on KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
There's a place that's a little bit this place, well, it is to decide if you'll ever come back home to me. There's a place that's a little bit brighter, but it's fading, getting hard to see. There's a place that's a little bit brighter, don't you know? Oh, it's a haunt to me. When I see it, all I see, they say time, well, it's a great divider, multiplying all the space between. When this time, well, I think it's expired, and you'll never come back home to me. Oh, there's a place that's a little bit brighter, but it's fading and getting hard to see. Oh, there's a place that's a little bit brighter, don't you know? Oh, it's a haunt to me. 'Cause when I see it, all I see, oh, bring her home. Don't get bored. Well, there's a place that's a little bit brighter, but it's fading, getting hard to see. Oh, there's a place that's a little bit brighter, don't you know? It's a haunt to me. When I see it, hey, all I see, there's a place used to shine brighter on a time it held your rain.
His name is Leon Long. He's got some great music. Go check him out on his social media. Tell him you heard that great radio interview tonight on the Tim Kelly Show's New Music Friday. And after this live show is over in a couple of hours, that interview will go into the Tim Kelly Show Interview Archives. That tab is at the top of the homepage of KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com. You can go back and listen to it over and over again. Leon can download it, share it on his social media. And we have already booked another interview for September the 17th. Later on, earlier, getting him on the program this fall, and that will be a Triple Play Thursday edition of the Tim Kelly Show. We'll play 3 songs in a row that night from everybody, and we'll probably have 3 different ones to talk about from Leon Long. Thank you for doing the program tonight, man. It was fun. I'm getting ready to do hour number 2 of the show, play a lot more great country music, and I've got another great radio interview tonight as well. I get to play and talk gospel country music with my good friend Beverly Brown Sims. That is coming up here in just a few minutes. This next artist kicking off the show is John Wood. It is Jon, no H, just Jon Wood, and this is called Size of the Boat on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR. Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
I serve the rich folk boat drinks down by the water, and I watch them sail their boats out of the harbor. But at the end of my shift, I count all my tips and join them where the ocean mirrors the sky. And I thank my lucky stars for such a beautiful life. Maybe my pockets ain't as deep as only difference is the size of the boat. I hear them pop their corks, pouring up champagne. I've got my ice down beer. God knows I can't complain. We all raise up a toast like we're in the same boat until the last shade of red disappears. I know what I got ain't a lot, but we're all the same out here. Maybe my pockets ain't as deep as Warren or Jimmy Buffett, but I've saved up enough to buy myself a little something that floats. I'm anchored down in a spot between a couple of yachts, watching the sunset put on a show. Hey, what can I say at the end of the day? The only difference is the size of the boat. Maybe my pockets ain't as deep as Warren or Jimmy Buffett, but I've saved up enough to buy myself a little something that floats. I'm anchored down in a spot between a couple of yachts, watching the sunset put on a show. Hey, what can I say at the end of the day? The only difference is the size of the boat. Hey, now, what can I say at the end of the day? The only difference is the size of the boat.
This hour of The Tim Kelly Show is sponsored by Sean Poole Music. Find Sean Poole Music on the Sponsors tab at KICRIndieCountryRadio.com and on SeanPoole.net.
Great country tunes on the radio.
Get it?
Today's country.
Country lives right here. Country is what we do.
Today's country. More of today's new country now.
I love the music.
You're listening to KICR Indie Country Radio, syndicated worldwide, playing new country's best.
Now this is my kind of country.
New country.
New country.
New country.
To everyone around, it looks like we're not saying anything at all while the music is playing soft and low. But they don't know she's talking with her eyes, telling me that I am everything she's hoped for and wanted in her life. She's talking to my heart, telling me that she is never gonna break it and never gonna leave. I know I'm a lucky guy when she's talking with her eyes. I don't get insecure when other men are staring at this beauty in my arms, 'cause I know that dress she's wearing is all for me. No, they can't see she's talking with her eyes, telling me and everything she's hopeful and wanted in her life. She's talking to my heart, telling me that she is never gonna break it and never gonna leave. Yeah, I know I'm a lucky guy. When she's talking with her eyes. She's talking with her eyes, telling me that I am everything she's hopeful and wanted in her life. She's talking to my heart and telling me that she is never gonna break it and never gonna leave. Yeah, I know I'm a lucky guy when she's talking with her eyes. She's talking with her eyes.
His name is Sean Poole. That is S-E-A-N on Sean, and Poole has an E on the end of it. Sean Poole and his band, The Buckin' Crazy, and that is a great tune called She's Talkin' With Her Eyes. That was co-written by the great Rory Feek and Paul Overstreet. Sean Poole nailed that song. He will be playing for CMA Fest this weekend, Sunday, at the Troubadour. You can catch him there. He hits the stage at 8:30 Central Time. That is Sunday, July 7th at the Troubadour in Nashville, Tennessee. So if you're in the area and hanging out and watching some of those live performances at CMA Fest, definitely go check out my good friend Sean Poole. He is a sponsor of the Tim Kelly Show as well. You can check him out on the sponsors tab at KICRIndieCountryRadio.com and tell him you heard him live tonight on this New Music Friday edition of the Tim Kelly Show. This next song is called Heroes and Horses. It is Joshua Piper on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
They both give it all if you ask them to. They're strong as steel, tried and true. One wears a boot, one wears a shoe. Heroes and horses. One runs in the field, one fights in the sand. One's a unit and one's a band. Might be a little different, but they both wear their brand. Heroes and horses. We all need a little help when we're walking through our own hell. Getting back on 2 feet, man, it ain't for the weak. Fixing yourself sure ain't easy, but you do it for the things you miss. Heroes and horses. Both seen the big sky in old Montana. When you think about them both, you think Americana. One packs it on their back, one carries it on their shoulders. Heroes and horses. We all need a little help when we're walking through our own hell. Getting back on 2 feet, man, it ain't for the weak. Fixing yourself sure ain't easy, but you do it for the things you miss. Heroes and horses.
This is Beverly Brown Sims, and you're listening to the Tim Kelly Show's New Music Friday on KICR Indie Country Radio, playing New Country's best.
I just saw your mama again. She said you bought the house down the street. I remember when you told me I was the only woman that you'd ever need. Time ages everything, even you and me. Where's our history when you found somebody new? Should have seen her love in front of me. No, it's been a few long years. No one ever thought this is where we'd be. Are you happier with her? 'Cause I can't see anyone else with me. Time ages everything, even you and me. Where's our history when you found somebody new? Should have seen her love in front of me. No, this isn't what you expected. But baby, am I who you wanted? Do I deserve another shot? Will you give that to me? I'll give you all I've got. Time ages everything, even you and me. Where's our history when you found somebody new? Should have seen her love in front of me. Oh, you know, should have seen her love. Oh, you know, should have seen her love. Oh, you know, should have seen her love.
She is making her radio debut tonight on the Tim Kelly Show's New Music Friday. Her name is Sammy. It is all one word. It is Sammii, and she is a great Canadian artist. The song is called Her Love. There's a couple of Sammys when you search on Facebook, so be sure you get the right one. And it is the one that will show up on her Facebook page, and the song called Her Love. Look for that as well, and then give her a like and a follow. Sammii, Sammy. Fantastic song called Her Love. Well, I'll tell you what, I got a bonus track tonight before my next radio interview. Got a request for some Gary Wade and Who I Wanted to Be. Let's play it right now on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
I could remember when I was young. I didn't have a clue what I was looking for, but I felt something deep in me, and all I could think about was singing to a beat. Yeah, soon realized what it was all about. I'd turn on the radio when sang way off note. It was just the music in me. I'd dream of being a star, playing my air guitar. Right then I could clearly see exactly who I wanted to be. Many years have come and gone, and it's funny how that feeling remains so strong. Now I'm singing to a different beat, 'cause what was once a dream's now reality. Now before I head out on stage, I would just crack a smile and go back to that day that I turn on the radio, was sing way off note. It was just the music in me. I dream of being a star, playing my air guitar. Right then I could clearly see exactly who I wanted to be. In my heart I always knew that God had plans for me. And now I'm a superstar, playing the real guitar, and I can clearly see that this is who I wanted to be. That this is who I wanted to be. Who I wanted to be. End of the week, turn it up, feel right.
Got your favorites and the ones you couldn't find.
Fresh from the heart, straight to your dial tonight. It's that Friday kind of shine. The Tim Kelly Show, New Music Friday. Spinning all the best in indie country sound. Turn it loud, don't you go. Let the weekend start this way. New voices, new stories rolling into town. The Tim Kelly Show, New Music Friday. Playing all the best in new indie country now.
Listening to KICR Indie Country Radio, the #1 indie country radio station in the world, according to Google.
You're listening to the Tim Kelly Show on KICR Indie Country Radio. It is New Music Friday. I'm playing the best in new country music, but I get to play some gospel in these next 3 songs with my good friend Beverly Brown Sims. How are you tonight?
I am doing awesome. How are you doing?
I am doing the same. Thank you for being on the program again. It's our second radio interview, and I'm catching up with a good friend now.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me again.
Oh, you are very welcome. Pleasure to have you, and pleasure to have your music, too. Boy, I've been playing your music, and your new single, current one out to radio that's really blowing up, Jesus to the Rescue. It's great.
Yes, I love that song. I think that's one of my favorite songs that I have done. I've cut so far.
Yeah, absolutely. One of mine, too. I you know, even DJs have their favorites, and that's how you get spun all the time, too. If you sent me something I really like, then I'll play it for sure.
Yes, definitely.
You bet. You were born and raised in Alabama. That group Alabama's doing pretty well in the country music scene after 50-plus years, huh?
Yes, definitely.
Yep. You began singing at a very early age in church, and you've been married to your husband. On your website, it says 19 years, might be even a little bit longer now, huh?
Well, actually, we will be married for 20 years come October.
Okay. Hey, October. What's your anniversary?
Not October. Oh, my.
Uh-oh.
We were talking about October earlier.
Yes, we were. I was going to say, ours is the 10th. Maybe yours is the same.
Oh, my husband's going to get a kick out of this.
Oh, that's funny, because that's going out on the radio. I'm not editing that.
September the 9th.
Hey, there you go. September. That's a good month, too.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely. September the 9th. Happy early anniversary. Yeah, you got some good things coming up. You were telling me in October, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit too. But yeah, you started singing young early in the age, singing in church, and so that probably helped you get in front of a crowd and get over that stage fright when you were ready to start performing in folks as an adult, right?
Yes, definitely. I started with my little bitty tape player beside me, and I sang "Jesus Loves Me." I would think the first time I got in front of a crowd was probably when I was four or five.
Mm-hmm.
But I always had that stage fright, probably up into my, early adulthood in my 20s, and it wasn't until probably in my late 30s when I got more comfortable with singing in front of crowds, and now I just sing, and it doesn't even bother me anymore.
Well, it doesn't sound like it bothers you either to get in that recording studio, boy, because you sound fantastic. And, we talked about in our previous interviews, we got some of the similar friends in the gospel music genre of Jonathan Bond and my good friend Angela Singh, who we met her and her husband Wayne here in Branson and took them out for their 22nd wedding anniversary, I think it was, when they stayed here a few months ago. So that was awesome to meet them in person. And she's got a brand new song out too that I just played the other night, The Night the Jailhouse Rocked. I love that one.
Oh, I can't wait to hear that one.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So she really did a good job on that. Now, you had a tragic loss that no doubt growing up in the church and in gospel music, God helped you get through, losing a son at the age of 2.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, he passed away in 2010, and I quit singing for over 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't until our son Bryson, he came a year after Adam passed away at the age of 2. When Bryson started kindergarten, God laid out all these paths for me to go back to school, to become a teacher, and I just needed a part-time job, and I prayed for a part-time job, and it just happened to be leading the music at a church. So I took that position, and I got my confidence back in singing, and I've been singing like a bird ever since for the Lord. So, yeah, I encourage anybody to go on my website at BeverlyBrownSims.com to read my testimony. It is truly inspiring and encouraging, and I'm telling you, it starts off really sad because it is very raw, and I tell it just like it happened when he passed away.
Mm-hmm.
But what God has done is just absolutely nobody can take credit but the Lord.
Yep.
So. Mm-hmm.
And we talked about in our previous interview, you are now a kindergarten teacher, and the young lives that you impact as a teacher. I mean, people never forget their teachers, from kindergarten clear through high school, a lot of them even through college. I never went there, so I can't really talk about that. So, but I know through going through school, I remember all of my teachers, and so you make such an impact on those young lives. But I said, doing what you do in the music industry and singing the gospel songs that you sing, you are impacting a lot of lives there too, aren't you?
Yes, and I bring music into the classroom as well.
Yeah.
Our school is a Title I school, and what that means is a lot of low-income families, and so we can't, the school system can't afford a music teacher, so I incorporate music in my classroom and, have instruments and things like that, just, to have some extra fun.
Mm-hmm.
But, I'm glad you brought that up because yesterday, in walked the superintendent of the school system along with so many other board members, and I actually got Teacher of the Quarter for the whole Coffee County school system.
Wow, congratulations.
Yesterday.
How about that?
Thank you.
You know, and speaking of a quarter, teachers don't get a lot of pay, and they've always, been notorious for being underpaid. But I tell you what, summer is on us right now, so school is out. But I know you're working hard all through the summer too, just like you do when school's in session, aren't you?
I do, because I'm constantly, every weekend during the school year, I'm singing and testifying at churches and events, and then every summer I book places that are further out, so I can travel further. And so if I need to be gone for a Monday or Tuesday, I can do that and don't have to worry about taking off of work.
Yep.
So, but my schedule is booked for the rest of the year.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Now, on the off season of being a teacher too, you probably at some point during the summer have to start putting together a curriculum and that kind of thing for the next year, right?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
So
I actually already started that this week in my classroom, and then I'll go about a week before school starts, and I'll finish up what I need to finish.
Okay, so you're busy as can be too, and I can relate to that. I love doing this program, and I spend a lot of time behind the scenes. And people don't realize that. To build a brand and to put yourself out there on social media and do all the stuff that you do as an independent artist, it's a lot of work, isn't it?
It is a lot of work. I need a manager.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. But I can hear the passion in your voice, not only when you sing, but just talking about it. You get excited and you get pumped up, and you were really looking forward to this interview, and so was I. It's great to catch up with you.
I lost you.
You talk about on your website, Beverly Brown Sims, and we'll talk about it a little bit, but I'm looking at it. I've got this friend that does color analysis, and I just want to say I think purple's your color.
Oh, purple. I've heard a lot of people say that.
Yeah.
That was Adam's favorite color.
Mm-hmm.
And so I try to incorporate purple in, everything that I do with my ministry, as well as Bryson's favorite color is red. So I try to incorporate both. But I don't own a lot of purple, but I've had a lot of people say that lately.
Yeah. Well, I know this because I've seen it on social media, and I've kind of watched your journey since we did our last interview. And you have worked on yourself a lot over the years, health-wise, and you just got in a better place. And I guarantee you what you've done health-wise has probably helped you vocally become a better singer too, right?
It has. It absolutely has.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's all good stuff. You sing uplifting gospel songs, and that's what music in general does, doesn't it? It uplifts people, whether they're having a good day, a bad day, whatever's going on in their life. A sad song, a happy song, it brings back all of those memories and things like that, and they relive where they were at that very moment when they heard that song, and it had that much of an impact. Music can do that, huh?
Yes, it can do that, and it should do that.
Yep. Let me ask you now, when you are sitting down to thinking about writing a song, are you listen for the lyrics of a song, or you really ideas just pop in your head and you like, I got to write this down, finish it later, that kind of thing? Or what's your style of writing?
I just start singing.
Do you? Okay, so melody pretty much. Okay.
Just melody, yes.
Okay.
And then pray, I write it down as soon as I get done, singing it, or I'll lose it.
Okay, awesome. That's kind of how I am. Listening to all of the music that I listen to on and off of the radio, I've always got melodies in my head of some sort.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So I don't know what it is, but this, I DJ'd 80s music back in the day before I started in country radio in the early 90s. And here lately, Vanessa Williams, Saving the Best for Last, that song has been in my head. And I look at it, and I think half of America has heard that song on YouTube or listened to it, because it has about 500 million views or something crazy like that.
Wow.
So just crazy what a song can do.
Absolutely.
Well, your songs have been winning awards. Let's talk about that. You were nominated for a #1 hit in Australia as well, and then you've also won some other awards, some gospel awards. So that's awesome. Congratulations.
I have. Thank you. Yeah, that Jesus to the Rescue has hit #1 6 times this year so far for Australia.
Mm-hmm.
And then already this year, they had let's see, Music City Fan Awards in Nashville. They just started that Fan Awards show, and I got multi-genre inspirational female artist.
Yep.
So, so the Lord is just truly blessing me.
That is awesome. Let me tell you, is the first song we're going to play tonight. Let me tell you what God can do. It went platinum shortly after it was released. Man, congratulations. That's an accomplishment. You. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, as the first song ever that I wrote with Jonathan Bond, and then a couple weeks when after my ministry started, it goes platinum. So that let me know right there. Wow, I'm exactly where I need to be.
That is awesome. Talk about that too. I'm not sure if I asked you that in our first interview. How you met Jonathan Bond and Angela Singh and other gospel artists? How did you become acquainted with them?
Well, Jonathan Bond, I met him at the Country Tonight Theater when I was in that North America Country Music Association competition in Pigeon Forge. And long story short, Jonathan was waiting in the up front at the Country Tonight Theater, and my family, we were trying to take a family photo, and Jonathan, I guess, saw that we needed somebody to take the picture, and he just came on over and introduced himself, and at that moment, I did not know who he was, but he said, I don't know you, talking to me, and he said, I want to know your testimony, and this was March 2024, and at that time, I didn't even know I had a testimony. See, that's how quickly God can move.
Right.
And so I'm just thinking to myself, testimony, what testimony do I have? And then God just started revealing all these things. You quit singing for over 6 years after Adam passed away, and I provided you with a part-time job, and just all these things. I gave you a way to go back to go to college to become a teacher, something you've always wanted to become, and it just everything unfolded. And then within a few weeks, I would have my own website, and I would get my first booking in a church, which would happen to be April the 21st, 2024, what would have been Adam's 16th earthly birthday. That's a date I did not pick, I know. So that's how I met Jonathan, and then we would write Let Me Tell You shortly after, and then Angela Singh, I was on In Your Corner Live. It's a show in Nashville, and we've all become like family. And so Angela Singh had been over there a few times, and so that's how I met her, as I was introduced to her through Carrie and Latrell Farr.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
And she's from Kentucky. She has a full-time job, too, and her husband stay very busy, but she travels a lot, too, getting to sing and all these different other opportunities that she's got going on. She goes to Nashville all the time. We got to meet her in Branson. I had no idea that they had even been here before, and she hit me up, said, hey, we're going to be in town. Can we get together? We took them out for an anniversary dinner and everything, had a great time. We laughed and just had a fun time. They're such fun folks, and Jonathan is, too, and such a good guy. I mean, I saw a post here a while back. He's getting these McDonald's $10 gift cards and giving them out to homeless people, and I mean, he's got like several hundred of them, and they're getting a free meal, because of what he's doing, and helping those kind of folks. So that's the kind of people we're talking about.
Yes, absolutely. Genuine, yes.
Yep, they sure are. We're going to play Let Me Tell You What God Can Do with Beverly Brown Sims. Then we're going to come back and talk about Jesus to the Rescue, and it's not over. Oh, it's not over yet. Stick around. You're on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this New Music Friday.
What God has done. Let me tell you where He brought me from, how He picked me up, how He made me whole, how He saved my soul. Let me tell you what God can do. What He's done for me, He'll do for you. Won't you give me just a moment? Let me tell you what God can do. There was Daniel in the lion's den, but my God rescued him. 3 Hebrew boys in the fire, they did not burn. And then Lazarus, when Jesus called him by name, he got up from the ground. He won't rise out of that grave. Let me tell you what God has done. Let me tell you where He brought me from, give me just a moment, let me tell you what God can do. My whole world had crumbled, everything had gone wrong. My melody stopped playing, I lost my song. But when I called on Jesus, He turned my world around. Found a love like I've never seen, a joy like I've never known. Let me tell you what God has done. Let me tell you where He brought me from. How He picked me up, how He made me whole, how He saved my soul. Let me tell you what God can do. What He's done for me, He'll do for you. Won't you give me just a moment? Let me tell you what God can do. Let me tell you what God has done. Let me tell you where He brought me from. How He picked me up, how He made me whole, how He saved my soul. Let me tell you what God can do. What He's done for me, He'll do for you. Won't you give me just a moment? Let me tell you what God can do. Won't you give me just a moment? Oh, just a little moment. Won't you give me just a moment? Let me tell you what God can do.
Her name is Beverly Brown Sims. That is called Let Me Tell You What God Can Do. Great co-write with our good friend Jonathan Bond, and a great performance on that song. And you just pretty much told what God can do because of all the things that you've been through in your life, and you're impacting other people's lives by these stories behind the songs. That's why I love these interviews.
Yes, absolutely. They're meaningful.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for doing it again tonight. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks.
You bet. Now, this next song, going to be the 8th time I've put it on the air, and I'm a country station, so it is definitely having an impact. Tell us about Jesus to the Rescue.
Well, Jesus to the Rescue is one that I was actually presented with. They approached me on social media and asked if I would please listen to this song, Jesus to the Rescue, that it was written. They listened to my testimony, or read my testimony, and they said, this song is for you, Beverly. Please listen to it and see what you think. And so I listened to it, and it was absolutely perfect for me. So, because, through my loss, with losing Adam, Jesus came to our rescue, my family's rescue, and He helped, get us, out from the bottom of the pits to where we are now. And so this song is one of my favorites that I have recorded. And, when I was singing this, in the recording studio, the Holy Spirit came over me so heavy. I started crying and had to just stop, to cut it off. And I told my producer, I said, you've got to just restart it. Let me gather myself and let me restart it. That's when you know it's good, when that Holy Spirit comes over you.
Right.
And you have to stop. So, yeah. So I did not write this song, but Miss Lisa Byerly did. And she lives in Florida. And I met her off social media. She found me off social media.
Wow.
So, yeah. So my story is traveling, and I'm so proud for that.
That is awesome. I've been told that more than once, that an artist will put a song out there that is so powerful that they know it's going to touch other people, but it touches them so much because it's so personal, they have to put the pen and paper down a little bit and then come back to it later and finish it, just like you just kind of said. Yep.
Absolutely.
So that is what it's all about, though, man. Putting your heart and your soul out there in your music. There's nothing better. We appreciate you doing that. And the third song we're going to play, called It's Not Over, it was recognized in Australia even for a Dove Award.
Well, yeah, Dove Award here, and which was last year. It was Dove Award nominated, but it was also, just like Jesus to the Rescue, Jesus to the Rescue has been a #1 hit at least 6 times this year for all of Australia. And then It's Not Over has been a multi-#1 hit as well. For all of Australia. So every one of my songs has been charted, but Jesus to the Rescue and It's Not Over has been a #1 hit several
That's all right.
times.
Well, we're going to chart it tonight in the UK with my good friend Joyce Ramgati, and It's Not Over really has an impact on me because I just celebrated 14 years of doing this radio program in May, and I guess it's not over. I was going to do the last show on May the 15th. I kind of got talked out of it, so we're going to keep going.
You need to keep going. You do a fantastic job. Thank you for all you do for us artists.
Thank you so much. And we're not only going to put you out to one radio station tonight in Branson, Missouri, we're going to put you out on 12 others, so 13 total around the world tonight. How's that sound?
Thank you. That sounds awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. When you build a brand like that, it's kind of hard to give that up, too. And all the other radio stations have to scramble to fill that time slot. So we're going to keep going, putting out the best in new country music, gospel, and bluegrass. And, boy, you got the gospel down, my friend.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Where can folks find Beverly Brown Sims now on your website and all other social media? I'll let you tell it.
Yes, on my website at BeverlyBrownSims.com, and remember that's SIMMS. And if you will look on my website under news, you will find some very awesome information that was just posted today. As well as on all social media accounts, you can find me on Beverly Brown Sims. Everything is SIMMS, Beverly Brown Sims, on all social media platforms. But on my website, you can find my all my information, my testimony, merchandise, everything.
That is awesome. And I want to say this, too. When you go out and do a live show and you go singing in these different churches and all that, you get to meet so many interesting and different folks every time you go. Being a kindergarten teacher, every new class season, and that'll be coming up for you in a few months, you get to meet a whole new classroom full of young folks ready to learn, right? That's awesome.
I do, and I'm glad you mentioned that because I like to incorporate, my students in some of my shows. I'll actually have, students show up with their families, and I will call them on stage with me, and then we will sing a song together. And I actually did a video, and I announced it on all social media accounts, and I had so many students that signed up for it to be in my very first music video, and that music video will be out in October of this year. It's a Christmas song.
Yep. That is awesome. You know, I still, like I said, we remember all of our teachers. I remember those performances we did in school, too, where you have to get up and sing and practice and do all this stuff. And my grandson's in the 2nd grade this year. We'll have him a lot this summer. But last year when he was in the 1st grade, we were filming his very first school program, too, where he got to sing. And they dressed up and everything. And his mom made the outfit, custom made and all that kind of stuff. So those are memories that'll never go away. We even as adults and their relatives will cherish those, but we know the young ones do.
Yes, definitely.
Well,
Memories made.
thank you, Beverly. I'm going to cherish this second interview, and it's going to go into the Tim Kelly Show interview archives after the program as well, so folks can go back and listen to it over and over and be inspired by you for a long, long time.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. We're going to play Jesus to the Rescue, and It's Not Over from Beverly Brown Sims on KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
Have you ever had troubles? Lost it cut like a knife? Have you felt all the sorrows in a broken down life? Have you begged for God's mercy when you can't bear anymore? And the weight of the world crushed your spirit to the floor. Just lift up your hand to the Father above. Open your heart for His undying love. He'll be that lifeline you felt would never come. It's Jesus to the rescue.
This world's not your home, and a better day's coming. All heartaches will be gone. There's nothing to compare in this time and place. We'll sing hallelujah when we see our Lord's face. Just lift up your hands to the Father above. Open your heart for His undying love. He'll be that lifeline you felt would never come. It's Jesus to the rescue. Your battles are now won. Just lift up your hand to the Father above. Open your heart for His undying love. He'll be that lifeline you felt would never come. It's Jesus to the rescue. Your battles are now won. Jesus to the rescue. Your battles are now won.
Another hour of the best in new country starts now. On KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's best.
In my darkest hour, I felt so alone. No one there to help me. No one answered when I called. I finally hit rock bottom. Then I hit my knees. I cried out to Jesus. He said He's not through with me. It's not over. He's not done. There's still hope. There's still miracles when you're needing one. He's not finished. No, He's not through. What He's done for me, I know He'll do for you. It's not over. I see you struggling, fighting for your life. You smile through the tears while you're dying deep inside. I found the answer because I have been there too. Jesus brought me here right now to give you good news. It's not over. He's not done. There's still hope. There's still miracles when you're needing one. He's not finished. No, He's not through.
The great gospel music of my good friend Beverly Brown Sims live with us tonight on the Tim Kelly Show on this New Music Friday. BeverlyBrownSims.com is her website. Go check it out. Give her a like and a follow. Tell her you heard that great radio interview tonight on this program, and it will end up, as I told her in the interview, after this live show is over, because it is not over, just like that song said. We've got another hour to go, but it will be in the Tim Kelly Show interview archives shortly after this live show is over tonight. You can go back and listen to it over and over again, and Beverly can download it as well. It is KICR IndieCountryRadio.com. I am live on that website for one more hour. We're not done yet. We've got another 60 minutes of the best in new country music coming straight at you, and we're going to kick off this hour with my good friend from Texas. His name is Gabe Choate. He's got a brand new single out to radio called Hard to Hold. Here it is right now on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
I was born a Texas boy back in 1967. If my life had a volume knob, that sucker'd be on 11. I was a bit of a problem child, but I grew into a problem man. Trouble laying smack dab in the middle of my best laid plans. I've learned some lessons, but I didn't take to the scope. Easy to love, but I'm hard to hold. Lived a dozen lifetimes, but I couldn't get one together. Ran with the rough crowd, yeah, birds of a feather. Drank my share of alcohol and I ate a bunch of pills. Had me a bunch of women just chasing down my thrills. I'm hard to nail down, or so I've been told. Easy to love, but I'm hard to hold. I've said some vows and I've bought some rings. Felt all those love songs and the heartaches they bring. I'm still out here looking for all the sense that makes. Maybe this girl out there love finally takes. Ain't afraid of trying, so if you're feeling bold, I'm easy to love, but I'm hard to hold. I'm easy to love, but I'm hard to hold. I'm easy to love, but I'm hard to hold.
This hour of The Tim Kelly Show is sponsored by Aaron Boltinghouse Music. Check out Aaron Boltinghouse Music on the sponsors page at KICRIndieCountryRadio.com and at Aaron Boltinghouse on YouTube.
Great country tunes on the radio.
Get it? Today's country.
I love absolutely every single song they play. This station is dangerously good.
This is today's country.
I like the music.
I like the DJs. There's even more to like.
I like everything about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
More of today's new country now.
I love the music.
You're listening to KICR Indie Country Radio, syndicated worldwide, playing new country's best.
Now this is my kind of country. New country. New country. New country.
Got the window
Got your hand in mine, we're headed for the coast, laughing like the good times will always last. Once we hit the sand, there'll be no turning back. I wish summertime could last all year. Fishing poles bent over an ice cold beer. The worries disappear and the bad times go. Tiki bars, tan lines, and some Kodak Gold. If you ever wanna get away, just head south to Corpus Christi Bay. That's where we'll go. Palm trees blowing close to Mexico. Oh, this ain't Malibu, it ain't Key West. It's got everything that I love best. We don't need a plan, we don't need a map. A tank full of gas and a 6-string in the back. I wish summertime could last all year. Fishing poles bent over an ice cold beer. Worries disappear and the bad times go. Tiki bars, tan lines, and some Kodak Gold. If you ever wanna get away, just head south to Corpus Christi Bay. That's where we'll go. Palm trees blowing close to Mexico. If you ever wanna get away, just head south to Corpus Christi Bay. That's where we'll go. Yeah, that's where we'll go. Once you get here, you'll never wanna leave. Well, I couldn't blame you. I could use some company.
That is the brand new single out to radio from my good friend Aaron Boltinghouse. He is from Corpus Christi, Texas. That is close to Mexico. Thus the song. That is called Close to Mexico, making its third debut on this program on the New Music Friday edition of the Tim Kelly Show. Aaron Boltinghouse, also a sponsor of the Tim Kelly Show. You can check out his sponsor or his logo on the sponsors tab at KICRIndieCountryRadio.com, and he's scrolling across the homepage as well, and a bunch of other tabs on the website, and we got it going on over there with the sponsors. Thank you, each and every one of them, for being sponsors of this program. I sure do appreciate it. A couple of months ago, I had a great radio interview with this next gentleman. He is Michael Sparger. This is called Country Way of Life on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR Indie Country Radio, playing New Country's best on New Music Friday.
I wasn't born with no silver spoon in my mouth. I was raised on country music, grew up here down south. I was taught respect and to live by the good book. Now country is a way of life and not just love. I've got music in my soul, running through my veins. I always want to be an outlaw who rides with Jesse James. No one said it was gonna be easy. When it comes to hard times, I've wrote the book. Country is a way of life and not just love. feel. Love to hear that old fiddle and that steel guitar squeal. My daddy handed me down this old guitar, that's how I cut my teeth. I'm somewhere in between old George Jones and Toby Keith. I've got music in my soul and running through my veins. I always want to be an outlaw who rides with Jesse James. No one said it was gonna be easy. When it comes to hard times, I wrote the book. But country is a way of life and not just a look. Well, country is a way of life and not just a look.
He's Tim Kelly, turn it on every Friday all night long. Fresh tracks rolling down your way. Indie country all the way. The Tim Kelly Show.
New Music Friday, best new songs where the wild hearts play. Turn it up, let the good times stay. The Tim Kelly Show, New Music Friday. Tim Kelly's got your Friday sound. New indie country all around. Pictures in the hallway, sitting next to mine. Keys on the key ring, that love lives here sign. There's a spot for everything to make you feel like home. But I wake up every morning just to find you gone. 'Cause something in the sunset you keep riding off into. Something in that prairie wind keeps calling out to you. And I keep hoping every day my love will be enough. But something in that saddle won't let you hang it up. Aren't you tired of the long nights? Just you and the moon. Can't be any trails left that ain't seen your boots. It's all I can do to hold on. Feels like I can't win. What's a cowgirl gotta do to ever rope you in? 'Cause something in the sunset you keep riding off into. Something in that prairie wind keeps calling out to you. And I keep hoping every day my love won't be enough. But something in that saddle won't let you hang it up.
won't let you wait up. Won't let you wait up.
Her name is Taylor Hughes from Nashville, Tennessee. That is her brand new single out to radio. It is called Something in That Saddle. If you have saddled up and went to Nashville, Tennessee this week for CMA Fest, it started yesterday. Be sure to check out all the great live performances that you can. And if you get a chance, go by and see Taylor Hughes. She is fantastic. I got to introduce her to the big Freedom Jam stage in Freedom Jam USA back in 2023, September the 30th in St. Louis, Missouri. We had the time of our lives at that event, and I know CMA Fest is always spectacular. One of these days I'm going to get there. I have been to Nashville a bunch, but just not recently. I'm in the studio right now in Branson, Missouri, the live show capital of the world, doing a great live show right now, and I haven't played this next gentleman in a while. He is my good friend Steve Hickman, and I hope you guys get to have a great summer and spend a lot of time in the great outdoors. That's the title of this next song. It is called Great Outdoors from Steve Hickman on The Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
Some people like to go out shopping, spending that hard-earned dough. And some folk like to go out golfing, slapping birdies in a tin-cup hole. But you know me, I'd rather be up a pine tree down in Tennessee. Trophy buck in the sights of my scope. Little later on, he'll be hanging on a rope in my front yard. And you can keep this checked up city life. Just give me the great outdoors, because it's in my blood, running through my veins. Yeah, it's the call of the wild, it just can't be tamed. Man, I love to go creaking and cruising them 4x4, running with my boys, hanging in the great outdoors. AM, I'm up on my feet, boat loaded with my fishing pole. Coffee in my mug, cooler icing down a jug. Hell yes, I'm ready to go. The water's still just some moss and weeds, tucked back in them evergreens. The crappie there bite from dusk till dawn. Gonna have a fish fry a little later on. Get our grub on. Keep this jacked up city life and just give me the great outdoors, because it's in my blood, running through my veins. Yeah, it's the call of the wild, it just can't be tamed. Man, I love to go creaking and cruising them 4x4, with my boys, hanging in the great outdoors. Damn right. I remember the way it made me feel. Yeah, the adrenaline rush, the thrill of my first kill. A big bass on the line, a sip of homemade shine, keeps me coming back for more. Running with my boys, hanging in the great outdoors. Yeah, running with my boys, hanging in the great outdoors.
This is Nick Taylor, and you're listening to The Tim Kelly Show's New Music Friday on KICR Indie Country Radio, playing New Country's best.
In LA, neon lights, the city sway, but all I long for is to roam back to Texas where my heart's home. I just wanna come home to Texas and you, underneath that Lone Star sky so blue, where the air's sweet and the nights are true. I just wanna come home to Texas. Skyscrapers here, the streets alive. But in my soul, Texas is where I thrive. The sunsets there, they paint a dream. With you by my side, nothing is too extreme. I just wanna come home to Texas and you, underneath that Lone Star sky so blue, where the air's sweet and the nights are true. I just wanna come home to Texas and you.
Take me back to where we fell in love. Texas nights, whiskey lights, stars above. My heart still waits right where it's meant to be. I just want you back to Texas, to me. I've been holding down this Texas home for you. Underneath that Lone Star sky, waiting for you. Baby, I still miss you, don't you see? So catch that flight and hurry back to me.
I just wanna come home to Texas and you, underneath that Lone Star sky so blue,
Sky so blue,
where the air's sweet and the nights are true. I just wanna come home to Texas and you. I just wanna come home to Texas and you.
Making his radio debut tonight on the Tim Kelly Show's New Music Friday. His name is Eric Osterhout. That is called Come Home to Texas. He is from Texas. Sent me some fantastic songs and making his debut tonight with one of them. There will be more. I'll be back on the radio next week 3 times. All Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday shows start at 7 o'clock Central Time. And we'll have a good time tomorrow. Or not tomorrow. We'll definitely have a good time tomorrow on the weekend. But on the next 3 shows next week, and lots of great radio interviews coming up as well. This next artist is a young lady by the name of Tori Martin. Her latest single is called Quit. It is making its radio debut tonight on the Tim Kelly Show on KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
I saved a couple bucks, blew out a couple tires. Yeah, it's going, but it ain't going great. Trying to make the rent, picked up another shift. You wait on me 'cause I always call late. Tell me why I'm chasing this thing. Had to hear you say, I never taught you how to give up when it's tough luck, ain't no shortcuts. I thought I taught you how to do better, be a go-getter, don't you say never. You ain't gonna cut to quit. I know my name's on it, top of your prayer list. Can you lift one up a little bit higher? At the grocery store, if they ask about me, I know you'll say I'm setting the world on fire. Yeah, it's been one of them days. I need to hear you say, I never taught you how to give up when it's tough luck and no shortcuts. I thought I taught you how to do better, be a go-getter, don't you say never. You ain't gonna cut and run, so run with it. I didn't raise you up to you ain't no quitter, girl. I ain't no quitter, girl. I ain't no quitter. You ain't no quitter, girl. I ain't no quitter, girl. I ain't no quitter. I never taught you how to give up when it's tough luck and no shortcuts. I thought I taught you how to do better, be a go-getter, don't you say never. You ain't wanna cut and run, so run with it. Life's so one and done, get after it. I didn't raise you up to quit. Now don't you quit. I didn't raise you up to
Friday, turn it up, don't wait. Fresh tracks on the highway, yeah, it's sounding great. It's the Tim Kelly Show. New Music Friday, the best in new indie country coming your way. From small town bars to the big main stage glow. New Music Friday on the Tim Kelly Show. Oh yeah.
My daddy told me to listen when experience speaks its mind. So I lend an ear when a smart mind says, listen up and thank you, kind. At a gig one night in a troubled town where nothing was going well, an old road hog pipes up with a chuckle, and this is what he did tell. You play better in a hat. Hair is overrated. A silhouette told me that. I play my guitar by the big stage light. My shadow says I'm cool. So it's 1, 2, 3 in the key of D, and I ain't nobody's fool. Chasing twisters out in Albuquerque, hailstones as big as bats. We pulled up to the gig venue like a bunch of drowning cats. The dryer in the backstage room could only blow its fuse, but the cleaner lady in the second-hand penny had words that I could use. You'll play better in a hat. Hair is overrated. My silhouette taught me that. I play my guitar by the big stage light. My shadow says I'm cool. So it's 1, 2, 3 in the key of D, and I ain't nobody's fool. Well, we didn't get paid for the show last night, so the fuel tank's running dry. 2 wheels on the road, 2 wheels in the gutter, letting quicker folk get by. The blind boy with the slide guitar came from that vacant field. Fed our bus from the crude pump tap, and this is what he did yield.
in a hat.
Hair is overrated, but silhouette taught me that. I play my guitar by the big stage light. The shadow says I'm cool. So it's 1, 2, 3 in the key of D, and I ain't nobody's fool. 1, 2, 3 in the key of D, and I ain't nobody's fool. 1, 2, 3 in the key of D, the key of E, F sharp, G, and A7. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I ain't nobody's fool.
That is brand new music from Chasing Twisters. Go follow Chasing Twisters on social media. Tell them you heard that brand new single making its radio debut tonight on the Tim Kelly Show on this New Music Friday. It's called You'll Play Better in a Hat. Well, guess what? I've got lots of hats and lots of merch that the artists send me. So while that song's playing, I'm displaying them all on TikTok Live over here at Tim Kelly On Air. I'm hanging out with a lot of fine folks over there. We're also on YouTube tonight at KICR Indie Country Radio, and I am on Facebook Live. So thanks for tuning in to the show, whether you're listening to the audio or checking out the Face for Radio as well. This next artist is a great friend of mine. He is from Nashville, Tennessee, and his latest single is called Surprise, making its radio debut tonight. Jeff Batson on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
She was a 5'5" country girl, centerpiece of her daddy's world. 4.0, 3-time beauty queen, goody two shoes. He was a backyard mechanic, grease on his jeans. She caught his eye somewhere in between, calling it quits and chasing down his next dream. Didn't have a clue. 9 months later, they were still holding hands. I never really was part of their plan. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Don't it open up your eyes? It's fate, it's luck, it's life. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Yeah, I came out of nowhere, knowing it all, trying to run before I could crawl. Left me with scars, bruises and all, and I still didn't learn. Till that hot summer night I turned 15, stole daddy's keys and my buddies and me wrapped his Mustang around an oak tree on that slippery curve. We were watching the flames light up the sky, thanking the Lord that we were alive. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Don't it open up your eyes? It's fate, it's luck, it's life. Surprise, surprise, surprise. And I never thought in a million years I'd be smiling this smile, crying these tears while they're stealing my heart, filling these arms. 2 miracles born 1 minute apart. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Hey, don't it open up your eyes? It's fate, it's luck, it's life. Yeah, surprise, surprise, surprise. Don't it open up your eyes? It's fate, it's luck, it's life. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Kicking off your weekend ride, fresh tracks rolling in tonight. Turn it up, don't miss a song. This is where the new ones belong. It's the Tim Kelly Show, New Music Friday. The best in indie indie country every Friday all day. Crank up the future of the sounds you love on the Tim Kelly Show. New Music Friday. Yeah, the Tim Kelly Show. New Music Friday.
Moon shining in the night sky, radio cranked up way high. Friends coming round through the side door, back porch grooving like a dance floor. Two-stepping to George Strait, line dancing to Shania Twain. Pearl snaps, fringe and flare, big old hats and bigger hair. Some good old-fashioned fun. Now it ain't never hurt no one. We're doing that way back, playback. Sing along with Merle and the Man in Black. That way back, playback. We know every word and we're proud of that. We'll rewind like an 8-track for some way back playback. Way back playback. Brought a new boyfriend. Steve and Irene made up again. Got Uncle Bubba out grilling ribs. A yard full of barefoot kids, just like our parents did. We're doing that way back, playback. Sing along with Merle and the Man in Black. That way back, playback. We know every word and we're proud of that. We'll rewind like an 8-track for some way back playback. Way back playback. Face to face, not a phone inside. Just the classics on a summer night. Singing Cowboy, take me away. And Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. We're doing that way back, playback. Making new memories to an old soundtrack. We're doing that way back, playback. Sing along with Merle and the Man in Black. That way back, playback. We know every word and we're proud of that. We'll rewind like an 8-track for some way back playback. Way back playback. Singing way down yonder on the Chattahoochee. This is where the party's at. Getting ready to boot, scoot, and boogie. Now we gonna take it back. Way back playback. Way back playback.
That song is making its radio debut tonight on the Tim Kelly Show's New Music Friday. It is called Way Back Playback. I love it. It is fantastic. Abby Pierce is the artist on that one. It is Abbey on her first name. And Abby Pierce is also from the state of Missouri, just like I am, broadcasting live from Branson, Missouri, the live show capital of the world. This next artist is making his radio debut tonight on the program. A Little Dirt on Your Hands, Craig Swan, SWANN on KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this New Music Friday.
Let that sunrise be your wake-up call. When times get tough, that's when it's time to give it your all. Don't let one mistake turn into two. There's no guarantees that tomorrow you'll breathe, so today do all you can do.
time looking back at this thing called life. 'Cause we were meant to ride, rope that wind with no regrets and no giving in. So don't let today get away from you. Go out and do what you're meant to do. 'Cause time is wasting, there's no second chance to get some mud on your boots and a little dirt on your hands. Be that kind soul that your mama taught you to be. Don't be quick to anger, hold out your hand to your neighbor in need. Choose the right thing always. When things wanna go wrong, don't hesitate to travel that road that seems so long. So take that bull by the horns and ride that sucker more than 8 seconds long. 'Cause life is short, don't waste your time looking back at this thing called life. 'Cause we were meant to ride, rope that wind, no regrets and no giving in. So don't let today get away from you. Go out and do what you're meant to do. 'Cause time is wasting, there's no second chance to get some mud on your boots and a little dirt on your hands. Life is short, don't waste your time looking back at this thing called life. So we were meant to ride and rope that wind with no regrets and no giving in. So don't let today get away from you. Go out and do what you're meant to do. 'Cause time is wasting, there's no second chance to get some mud on your boots and a little dirt on your. Get some mud on your boots and some dirt on your. Get some mud on your boots and a little dirt on your hands. A little dirt on your hands. Get some dirt on your hands.
Hey y'all, this is Ashley Ewing, and you're listening to The Tim Kelly Show New Music Friday on KICR Indie Country Radio, playing new country's best.
Tonight I'm staring at the bottom of an empty glass. It ain't the first and it sure as hell won't be the last. Thinking about memories back in the day, I'd be up losing sleep just cursing your name. But I packed you up and left it in the past. After 3 drinks, 2 hours climbing up the walls of this old locked tower. Right now, tonight I finally get the feeling it'll be alright. I carried you through hell, but now I'm done. After 3 drinks, 2 hours, I'm starting at 1. Tonight I'm staring at the pieces that are left of me. You couldn't break me down, but there's an old soft side I still can't see. Fast cars and freedom, drunk Friday nights. There's no look over your shoulder, no worries in sight. Here's to the new and the best I'll ever be. After 3 drinks, 2 hours climbing up the walls of this old locked tower. Right now, tonight I finally get the feeling it'll be alright. starting at 1. After 3 drinks, 2 hours, I'm starting at.
She is my good friend Ashley Ewing, and this is Troy Cross. Here we go.
This is Troy Cross, and you're listening to the Tim Kelly Show's New Music Friday, live from Branson, Missouri, on KICR Indie Country Radio, playing new country's best.
Rolling down the highway, sun setting as I drive away. Pull up and everybody's drinking. Pop one, let's get the buzz going. I know just what you're thinking. Boy, hop in my Jeep, just you and me. Let's see how much trouble we can be. Let's get crazy. Me and my friends headed to the barn. Got a 6-pack, my bikini on. Lord knows we'll be up till dawn. I can't think of a better feeling. Red dirt and sand, top down, doors off, bump a Dixieland. Did I just right? Mixing with whiskey and lime, yeah, it's what you're thinking. Climb on in the backseat, just you and me. Let's see how much trouble we can be. Light up the sky and make it sparkle like the 4th of July. Me and my friends headed to the barn. Got a 6-pack, my bikini on. Lord knows we'll be up till dawn. I can't think of a better feeling. Weekend in the sun in the middle of June. And there's nothing else to do. I can't think of a better feeling. We've been waiting, stuck inside for way too long. Now the days stretch out and the night feels strong. Reaching for our favorite can as we live our getaway plan. Let the sun dip low, do what we do, 'cause the real fun starts when the stars break through. Me and my friends headed to the barn. Got a 6-pack, my bikini on. Lord knows we'll be up till dawn. I can't think of a better feeling. A weekend in the sun in the middle of June. And there's nothing else to do. I can't think of a better feeling. I can't think of a better feeling. Of a better feeling.
She is making her radio debut tonight on the Tim Kelly Show's New Music Friday. Man, lots of new music tonight. That's why I do the show, that's for sure. Her name is Briella Steiner, and that is Briella is B-R-I-E-L-L-A. Briella Steiner, that is called A Better Feeling. No better feeling than playing new country's best. And I want to talk about my good friend Ashley Ewing, as I started to over that radio liner, and her song 321. It is always fantastic playing her on the radio, but she is a great friend of mine, formerly from Texas, now living in Nashville. Her and her husband, Chris, their daughter, Brooke, they are family to this radio program, and they definitely need our prayers. Chris has been battling some health issues. He's currently in the hospital, and hopefully he'll be able to recover at home and do rehab and everything at home real soon. But we sure could use your prayers for Ashley Ewing and her family and her husband, Chris. That is for sure. This next artist is my good friend Randy Cobb. He works closely with my good friends at Brickshore Media in Nashville. This is called The Sand from Randy Cobb on KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this New Music Friday.
We was just kids and found those 78s. Supper time, son was a TV dinner plate. Mama did dishes, Daddy went to work. Saturdays was fun, Sundays were for church. Old John G. over yonder, sitting there on his porch, with a Henry and his hound dog whistling while he worked. Right there down the road, those kids are jumping rope, smiling and laughing, just some good hometown folks. Oh, what I'd give to go back there
not a worry, not a care. The sand, you know it sure runs fast. Wish I could stop it somehow in the fun-looking glass. Things are different now, but in some ways still the same. Mom and Dad are gone, never knew I'd feel such pain. Tomorrow I've learned, man, it's such a blessing. So pretty as it rises and so peaceful as it's setting. We loved Kangaroo and Rogers, Foghorn Bugs and Pepe Le Pew. I turned the knob for the Rascals, the Stooges, and good old Andy too. And right there during dinner, when Walter came on at night, they cried for Vietnam, prayed for those who fight. Black and white on the TV, it's just the way it was. Not just there on the tube, y'all, but through Daddy's tough love. Yeah, what I'd give to go back there. Just a fun-filled kid, not a worry, not a care. The sand, you know it sure runs fast. Wish I could stop it somehow. Just a fun-filled kid, not a worry, not a care. The sand, you know it sure runs fast. Wish I could stop it somehow in that funny-looking glass. Oh, I miss you, Mama. Yes, I miss you.
Listening to Tim Kelly on Indie Country Radio.
Midnight fell, the chains were tied. Paul and Silas prayed that night. Lifted voices sang his praise, and the earth began to shake. For the ground started rumbling, prison walls came tumbling. Jailer cried, "What can I do?" Paul said, "Believe you, rescue you." The night the jailhouse rocked, chains fell free. Grace broke through and brought victory. Doors swung open, fear was gone. God was moving on and along. What the world tried to hold down tight, Jesus turned loose in the dead of night. That was the night the jailhouse rocked. Jailer stood a brand new man. Faith took hold where fear had been. That midnight praise still tells the tale. The whole house is safe behind that jail. The ground started rumbling, prison walls came tumbling. Jailer cried, "What can I do?" Paul said, "Believe you, rescue you." The night the jailhouse rocked, chains fell free. Grace broke through and brought victory. Doors swung open, fear was gone. Was moving on and along. What the world tried to hold down tight, Jesus turned loose in the dead of night. That was the night the jailhouse rocked. They sang at midnight, heaven heard. The chains let go at every word. Sing God then, He's the same right now. Still breaking chains, still shaking ground. The night the jailhouse rocked, the chains fell free. Grace broke through and brought victory. Doors swung open, fear was gone. God was moving on and along. What the world tried to hold down tight, Jesus turned loose in the dead of night. jailhouse rock. Oh, that was the night the jailhouse rocked.
That is a brand new single from my good friend Angela Singh. It is S-E-N-G on her last name. That is called The Night the Jailhouse Rocked. She is good friends with Beverly Brown Sims, who was my special guest tonight on the program. And now she can go back and hear The Jailhouse Rocked, The Night the Jailhouse Rocked as well. Thank you for rocking with me tonight. I appreciate it. And this has been a great show. I want to give thanks to my special guests, Leon and Beverly, for being on the program tonight. They were both fantastic interviews, and you can check them out again in the Tim Kelly Show interview archives after this program is over tonight. The Tim Kelly Show is produced by Tim Kelly Productions. Like the Tim Kelly Show on social media, and we will like you right back. Until next time, I will see you on the radio. Bye-bye, everybody.
I can put you in a cornfield in downtown Manhattan. Close your eyes and reel that old zip code. I can put you on a riverbank while you're fighting traffic. I'm a song, I'll see you on the radio. Turn me on and turn it up. I can make you smile, make you cry, turn back the pages of your life. Turn me on. I'll see you on the radio. I can take you back to high school, gym floor, and a slow dance. First love, first kiss, second base down that old